And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here on this Monday morning. Happy Veterans Day to all my veteran buddies out there. Appreciate it. Tonight we'll have Military History Chronicles a little bit later. But yeah, Glenn, welcome back, man. Look at that. You look freshly tanned.
Oh boy, I'm so tired, man. I'm hanging on. I don't know how long I'll be here. I literally got off the plane and walked in the door about 10 minutes ago, fired this thing up, and geez, I need a shower. Good thing I'm doing this. I'm in the studio all by myself. Different backdrop today. I'm looking good here. Man, it's good to be back. Eric?
Nice. How was Mexico?
Freaking hot, man.
Yeah, I bet.
Hot. Not so much hot. Oh, the humidity, man. Eat you alive.
I bet you. And now you're back in the snow, aren't you?
Yeah, geez, it's going to snow tomorrow. When I was on last week, remember we had Tommy, the infamous Tommy D appearance last week live from Mexico.
Yeah, we had the pre-Military History Chronicles on Giant Sports Talk Live.
Oh, man. I had to rein him in. See what I got to put up with, man? You get a couple of cocktails in that guy. I'll tell you, Eric, it gave me plenty of time. I don't know. I didn't catch all of your shows. You know, I was a little busy. A little bit Mexico, a little preoccupied, but I did catch some of the action, and it gave me time to sit back. And a little bit later on in the show, I'll give you some thoughts because I got to reflect a little on what we've been talking about, the Soto, free agency, things that might happen, things that probably won't happen. But I got a few thoughts. You may have touched on them. So we'll banter back and forth. The guys are welcoming me back in the chat here. I see Garlic Fries and Splash Hits. Give me the big welcome. A few other guys here. Heckmo's back. And you got your usual cast of characters. I'm sure we're keeping you busy last week.
Oh, dude, it was great, man. Good times. We were going back and forth to different stuff, man. News is breaking. No news is breaking. However you want to go. But hey, had great conversations. You can't sit there and say we didn't have good conversations. It's been fun. So, hey, look, this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning of what's going to be happening here on the off season. And yes, guess what? Even though the title of the Disco Giants to do with Luciano, Matos, and Schmitt, do you hold them or do you fold them? Is what I got on the thumbnail. We'll talk about.
Can I give you an answer right out of the gate tonight, Eric?
Go for it.
Trade them all.
Trade them all.
We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow night. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, there you go. And by the way, just so you know, because if you want to get Soto news, you've come to the right place. Because I keep track of the Soto news. And guess who is having a meeting with Juan Soto?
That would be the San Francisco Giants, Eric.
Yeah, how about that, huh?
I heard that before I boarded the plane in Cancun. It was already the chatter. But I do want to say one thing, Eric. And this will reflect on the importance of signing a guy like Juan Soto. So, 9 days I'm frolicking on the beach, me and my Speedo running around, carefree and fancy-free. I know that's something you guys don't want to even envision, but...
Don't want to know about that.
I didn't think you did. You think I look bad in a Speedo. You want to see Tommy D? Woo!
I bet. What's up, Marcus?
But anyway, I'll tell you something, Eric. Talk about why signing a guy of that ilk pays for itself.
Yes.
Dude.
I
saw 4 or 5 Yankee hats the whole week. And I saw nothing but blue with the white LA. I saw girls wearing the pink hats with LA, guys with pink and purple hats with LA Dodger hats. everywhere.
Makes sense. I mean, you're in Mexico.
Everywhere. Dude, I kid you not.
Well, I shouldn't say not that far, but hey, you're not that far as when you get into the United States. LA is right there, so doesn't surprise me, man.
They love them, man. They love them.
You could thank Fernando Valenzuela, man. That got a lot of Mexicans excited about baseball, so you can understand why that's big down there in Mexico. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Marcus. Yeah, I know Marcus is going to love that. He's one of our Dodgers. We got
there's Marcus. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tommy and I get on the plane. So Tommy's going to be back in New York. He won't be on for a little while. Definitely not tonight. He'll be getting into New York in about, I believe, another hour. I just landed about 20 minutes ago. Zoom right back. Didn't want to miss the start of the show. And I'll tell you what, a little pooped, but I'll hang in there for an hour with you, Eric. I'm glad to be back with you. I missed you. Man. I missed you, Eric.
I tell you what, Glenn, I'm going to tell you something. You say you're going to miss an hour. That's only like 1/3 of the shows I've been doing. I don't know if you've been catching them. Dude, I've been doing some marathons.
I downloaded a show a few days ago. I think it was Friday's show. Dude, you went for over 3 hours.
Yeah.
I watched it on the plane coming back. That my plane ride was 5.5 hours. So half the ride I was listening to you on the headphones. And the girl next to me, she goes, you know, when people are like looking, right? They're looking at what you're doing. And she goes, "Is that you?" I had an old show of you and I up.
Oh, did you?
An old, it was the show when you and I debuted. Nice. I downloaded. I wanted to see what our first show was like. She goes, "Is that you?" I said, no, it looks like me though, isn't it? But anyway, I caught a little bit of your action last week, buddy. You did a great job in my absence. Thanks. The guys were bringing the heat while I was in the heat. So what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the guys, Luciano, kind of the odd men?
That's where we're going to go. Okay.
The odd men.
Because, that's kind of hasn't been talked about. A little bit of Luciano has been coming into the conversation. But we really haven't talked we're talking about. We want Giants to go out there and kind of go big game hunting. That's kind of what I want to see. But what does it mean for the likes of Luciano, Matos, and Schmitt? And look, I put this in the description, guys. All three of them have had a taste of the MLB, some a little bit longer than others. That all of them have had some success, right? And all of them have had some failure at the MLB level. So the question I ask, is these three guys part of the future? Now, when I put on the thumbnail, I said, hold them. Hold them could also mean maybe keeping them in the minor leagues a little bit longer. Just saying, maybe you could keep them in the minor leagues. Doesn't mean they have to be at the big club, but you're holding on to them within the organization. Fold them means you're trading. Do you trade all of them? Do you trade a couple of them? I don't know. I mean, that's a conversation that we can have because look, are they part of the future? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, oh my God, the talk, Glenn, when they remember and they signed Luciano, not necessarily Matos really didn't get the hype. Once he got to the minor leagues, he was starting to make some noise, but Luciano from the very beginning was the guy. He's going to be the heir apparent at shortstop. Right? I mean, hell, even Juan Soto, listen to me on my head. Even Farhan Zaidi said he was going to be the starting shortstop. Didn't quite work out that way. They're trying to find a position for him. Maybe
what about Matos? What about Matos? Matos again. He was going to be our everyday guy, right? Well, and the question, I'm going to ask you the question. I'll ask you the question first. Don't want an answer yet. I'm going to confuse you tonight. Welcome back, Glenn. Hey, all right. Good. So these guys, Eric, I throw my hands in the air and I got to ask the guys in the chat. Have they even gotten the fair shake out of this whole deal with this organization?
Good point. Great point. No, 100%.
And the other question is, perhaps we'll see them this year because now, correct me if I'm wrong. I was dozing off and I'm tired, man. I was asleep on the plane. You know what it's like on a plane for 5.5 hours? I'm barely alive now. I'm falling asleep. And I swear to God, I heard you do a segment during that 3.5-hour show I was watching on the plane. They're cutting back payroll?
I don't know, man. It's a little bit weird. right?
Explain it, because I missed out on the week. What the hell is that about, Eric? Because that is not what I want.
Andrew Baggerly, exactly. And I don't know if you saw some of the clips that I played from Foul Territory.
No.
We were talking about on here. Oh, it's excellent. AJ Przinsky, Glenn, of all people, was saying, what are the Giants doing? He said the Giants need to sign a superstar. They said, go out there and sign Juan Soto. What's up, Benji?
So we know that, Eric.
People, right, we know that. Eric Kratz on the same show said he think this might be a little bit of quote-unquote fake news. And the term that he uses, why would you give Buster Posey keys to the Lambo and then tell him to drive 25 miles an hour?
Oh,
right?
Beautiful.
It doesn't make, right? That was right. So I don't know. Now, Andrew Baggerly, the guy is legit, right? He's not going to go out there and just throw out anything. But again, I don't know what this means. We're going to find out. Look, news is out today. Giants are having a meeting to go meet Juan Soto in Southern California.
Strange.
That's huge. What's up, Brian? But so we're going to have to see where this is all going to lead. All right. Because again, that's going to make that's kind of maybe what determines what happens with Luciano, Matos, and Schmitt. Right here. Let's start with Luciano. Got a little bit. He's probably the easiest one out of all of them. So what do you do with Luciano? Again, he has no position. They want to move him out to the outfield, right? They obviously don't believe that he's going to be a middle infielder. I think we kind of saw that a little bit. And now they want to move him into the outfield. Now, is there room in the outfield? Maybe not. We don't know. We don't know what the Giants are going to do here in this offseason. So would you package him as a trade? Maybe. I don't know. And here, and I know a lot of people are excited about his bat. And here, this is the tough one, Glenn, and maybe you can allude to this. I don't know. Did Farhan screw his mind mentally so bad that his bat just disappeared last year? Because he didn't. Last year, only other than that 1 week that he played exceptional baseball with the bat, it kind of was a power outage. What do you make of young Luciano?
I've said it on the show before, Eric, and I said this, I believe, before the season even ended. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you probably won't remember, but I believe, do you remember that incident between Fitzy Sunday afternoon?
And Luciano?
Yeah, or who was going to take control of that ball. I think it was the show that night, as a matter of fact. I said, you know what, Eric? I don't dislike the guy, but I think for all due respect, I'd like to see him go to a team like the Miami Marlins. They take a shot at this guy, could resurrect his career. He's got to go to a place, no pressure. If he's going to play at the major league level, send him to a place like Chicago, Miami. Go to a place where the pressure is off. Because, Eric, when you're shuttled back and forth between Sacramento and San Francisco as often as these young guys are, there's almost that pressure to, Jesus, if I don't perform today, I'm going to get 3 at-bats. If I don't perform, I'm going back. That is extreme pressure because you're not going to get in there for 2 weeks. And all right, I heard that at the beginning of the year with the young players, Eric. And do you remember at the beginning of the year, Bob Melvin saying that, Yastrzemski, we got to give him a month to, warm up. These guys going back and forth never got any time to get, fire up the Mercedes, get the engine roaring. They didn't get the opportunity. They never have.
No. Okay, I'm going to come back to that. Talking about no pressure. CP Mets and Knicks. What's up? Mets fan here, but I appreciate the perspective and what's going on around the league. Keep up the good work. CP Mets and Knicks. Much appreciated. Thank you. That is awesome. Hey, I tell you what, guys. I don't know if that guy, is that your YouTube? If that is a YouTube account where you put on a show, guys, go check out CP's Mets and Knicks. Maybe do a search. And if you find him, make sure you subscribe. Give him a like. Sounds like he might have some good stuff out there. Yep. And if you want to hear some Mets and New York Knicks perspective, go check it out.
Eric and I will. CP. Probably will be timely for you and I too, Eric. Keep an eyeball on that.
Absolutely. All right. Okay. Now, yes, I agree. No pressure might help because again, let's think about this. It's just happened 2 times. And look, I'm still on Luciano. What happened with Joey Bart? Remember, he was the immediate replacement to Buster Posey. So he had some huge shoes to fill, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he felt it a little bit. Maybe he pressed. All right. Again, Luciano had to replace Brandon Crawford. Look, these are two guys that had to be replaced by young guys. And maybe there is something. And look, another thing we can add to it too as well, the Farhan factor. There is a Farhan factor. Look, not only are you putting pressure on these young guys to fulfill bigger shoes that they're filling the shoes of bigger players. You got Farhan in the mix. He's in the weeds too much, man. Too much in the weeds. And I think that created a problem. Absolutely created a problem. So I think with Luciano, maybe there's a little bit, but the problem is the guy does not have a position he can play. Well, let's just look. That's something that the previous regime, talking about Farhan, should have identified that quickly. He should have never came out in the beginning of the season and said, Luciano is going to be your shortstop. That was stupid. Because people saw that he wasn't going to be a shortstop. They had to have known. They had to have known.
Well, so there had to be pressure on him, Eric, because do you remember when I do a lot of traveling, guys. So, I'll be in and out of the show from time to time. Do you remember the summer? I think it was late July, Eric. And I was traveling, and this was before we launched the show. You and I would text once in a while. And I remember, again, I'm with my plan on YouTube, I can download the shows. I love watching them on the plane. Great time killer. They usually put me to sleep, which is good too. But anyway, you like that, eh? I'm coming in hot tonight, Eric.
Yeah, there you go.
I was watching you on another channel earlier this year. And do you remember when they brought up in, I think it was July, I was in Nova Scotia, see my mom and dad. And hi, mom and dad, if you're watching too. They probably don't watch me. They're sick of me. But anyway, I remember when they gave him his shot in July at shortstop. Do you remember the other channel, Eric? And I mean, it was everybody in general, everybody in all channels. One error. Oh, geez, trade the guy's no good.
Yeah.
Talk about pressure. So listen,
absolutely.
Not just the pressure at the plate. This guy, geez, one error and all hell's breaking loose. You want him sent down. You want him traded. It was crazy. Then there's the problem. And I've said this is a problem with Farhan for many years now, Eric. I mean, 6-year regime there, and that was a farce. You get a guy like Luciano, and you get a guy, even the guys who are in the lineup, like my Wilmer Flores, got the jersey rocking tonight here. It's the only thing I had clean. You got a guy who plays 2 games, then he doesn't play. Then he don't play for a week, and he pinch hits. And I mean, can we get a lineup where guys get settled and just let them play, Eric?
Well,
you got Luciano doesn't get the at-bats, makes an error. I tell you, I think there was more pressure on him than any other player in this lineup this year.
Glenn, I think it's just not with the young guys. It was with a lot of the veterans too. Come on, it's got to be difficult to play the type of baseball that Farhan wanted the team to play. Let's be serious,
that's what I'm saying. Guys like Wilmer, even the guys that we don't necessarily even try to defend. But look at Yaz. He's in there for 3 games. Then he's out for 2 games. Then how do you get any stability, Eric? How do you get you get a grip on things?
You don't.
No.
Hey, look at that.
I keep going back, guys. I keep going back to last year, being a Wilmer Flores fan, Eric. The infamous week last year, he's the hottest hitter in baseball. He and Shohei, the 2 hottest hitters.
That was in 23.
Sorry, and they bench him in Cincinnati after the Cincinnati trip. And that's when I just had to wave the white flag and go, I don't understand. I obviously don't understand the game of baseball anymore. When you get the hottest hitter in baseball, you go, I can't play him today. What the hell are they doing? Eric, and now with the cost cutting again, and were they lying? They introduced Buster Posey in the interview I saw with Charles Johnson saying, we're spending money this offseason. What the hell happened to that, Eric? Did that change while I was away in Mexico?
No.
Did Charles Johnson go to the resort down the strip and change his mind? Come on.
Say that. Johnson never said that. Remember, what Andrew Baggerly had said in the report says he has a source in the league. None of this came directly from the Giants, per se. He said it was a league source. So what does that mean? I don't know. But hey, you know what it could be? Hey, Glenn, look over here, but I'm busy over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm busy over. Maybe it's one of those things. We don't know until the offseason is done and completed. We don't know. We'll find out soon enough, guys. We'll find out soon.
Well, here I am back from just off the plane. I thought I was like refreshed. Oh, geez, you got me all wound up again, Eric.
Oh, good, man. That's the
disappointment.
What we do here?
Constant disappointment. You never know what direction this team is taking, Eric.
Giant Sports Talk Live. We come in with a lot of emotion, a lot of passion. Don't mistake it for anything other than that. But anyways, so Luciano, look, I'll kind of get to the gist of it at the end here. But do I think they should hold on to him? I think they should hold on to him, but I don't think he should be playing in the major leagues yet. He's got to, again, he's only 23. He's got to spend, I think, an entire year in AAA to figure out a position that he can play. Yeah. That's what it needs to happen. Now, Luis Matos, speaking of which, Luis Matos is having a monster of a winter league baseball down in, is it Venezuela? Is that where he's playing?
I expected that.
Dominican. Sorry. He's playing in a Dominican.
Expected it.
So, he's having some good good numbers down in the window. You want to see that. That. Now, Matos, I would say, has shown a little bit better than what Luciano has shown, given his time at the MLB level. To be honest with you, if you take a look, guys, all you got to do, go to Baseball Reference. All you got to do is look up Marco Luciano, look up Luis Matos, and you will see which player has actually had more success in the minor leagues, because that's kind of half to what you use to a certain extent, because their major league numbers, it's just such a small sample size. It's hard to really say, oh, this guy is going to be better than this guy, when it's literally a couple of months worth of baseball, right? So if you want to go to the minor leagues and kind of see how those guys have trended, you will see Luciano hasn't exactly excelled at the minor league level. Matos has. Does it mean it translates to the major leagues? No. We've seen it before. We've talked about it before. We've seen guys who looks like it's going to be the next best thing. They get up to the major league level, and all of a sudden it just falls apart. It's totally different. Look, the jump from AAA to the major leagues is huge. It's huge.
He was a 300+ hitter there. There are guys, face it doesn't happen all the time, but you're going to find guys, Eric, who are tremendous AAA players, are all-stars.
Yeah.
And then the jump, there's just that in-between superstar AAA just can't play at the major leagues. It doesn't
100%.
equate. Now,
100%.
Now, to jump ship, you talked about Matos. Let's say they do cut back payroll. Let's say nothing happens in right field. Is it time to just throw him out in right field, let him play next year, Eric?
I don't know, man. I don't know. And that's going to be the question, Glenn. That's going to be or God forbid, Glenn, do not be surprised. I've said this before. If the Giants cut back and they decide not to spin whatever, do not be surprised if Mike Yastrzemski is your starting right fielder all year next year. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, because it may happen, but we'll see. Again, we got to wait this out, man. We're only in the infancy of the offseason, right?
Okay, Eric.
A few deals haven't gone down. Nothing big. Soler to the Angels. Kyle Hendricks to the Angels. What's his name? Michael Wacha and Hedges are going back to Kansas City. So it's like not a whole lot of stuff going on.
Okay, the fact it's been quiet then. While I was away, nothing happened to the Giants while I was away. It's been dead. Nothing.
Not a whole lot going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then my question to you, Eric, riddle me this. What's the 6-year Chapman thing all about then?
Great question. I've asked the same thing, Glenn. I've asked the same thing, because guess what the Giants did? I talked about it quite a bit yesterday. Why would the Giants go and offer such a lengthy and expensive contract to Chapman, where he would have never got that contract anywhere else in the major leagues? No way. Are you telling me he's going to get 6 years, $151 million with a no trade clause? Come on. So what's that mean?
And I at the day he signed that deal, all you and I said was, he's got to be like they're baiting the hook with Chapman. Who's they going to reel in with him? But it's been all quiet on the homeward front, apparently.
Yep. So, again, Matos, is he going to, maybe he is going to be in AAA. I don't know. Is there a spot open for him? What I don't want from Matos, I don't want him to be a fourth outfielder. I don't want him on the bench. You don't do that to your young. That's a veteran spot. You have a veteran take that position as far as being a fourth outfielder or being able to come off the bench, not a young player. So again, maybe he has to be in the minor leagues as well, which brings me to Casey Schmitt. Guy has a fantastic glove, right? There's no doubt. The guy can freaking pick it, heck, at second, even at short, even at third, right? He can do it.
Yeah, but his hitting fluctuates.
That's the issue. But again, he's a little bit long in the tooth. So I don't know. Again, Schmitt is a little bit more it's a little bit more cloudy in coming to the decision on what they should do with Schmitt. Does he have trade value? Now, Luciano and Matos probably have some trade value. Maybe Schmitt does. I don't know with these three guys. It's going to be tough to find out what they're going to do with these guys. Now, at the end, and Schmitt is blocked alive, absolutely, because he's supposed to be a third baseman. But now that you signed Chapman, you kind of just blocked him out. Absolutely. Now, here you go.
Let me answer, Tom. Is there realistic room for Wade, Yaz, Elmer Fudd, Wilmer Flores to be on this roster for the Giants next year? Tom, Eric is telling me after my week off that there's been no movement. They're looking at kind of devaluing the structure of what they're going to spend. But as it sits right now, is there realistic room? Yaz, Wade, Flores. This might be just simply not a question of room. This might be what you get.
It might be. But look, I'm going to tell you something right now.
And losing pitching, we may be worse. Right now, we are, in fact. We're worse than we were last year.
Hold on. Yeah, right. Hold on. The offseason's not done yet. Don't put
I'm just saying today. Things can change, but as it sits right now, Eric, this is not a winning proposition of an offseason yet.
Talk to me here. A chat. I want to hear your opinion. Are any three of those guys off limits as far as trading them? Put any of them on the table. Is there any ones that are top of the show? Is there any untouchables?
Put them in a package together.
Fair enough.
They can all go.
Fair enough.
And is it fair to say, Eric, or am I leaping off a cliff here at saying, well, I was sitting on the beach last week. You know what came into my mind? I thought to myself, if we are going to improve, Eric, we're talking about getting rid of these guys who aren't really factoring in this. You know what might end up happening, Eric, is we might have to deal someone not expected to. A Ramos. Pitcher you don't expect to go. A Bailey. You pick a player. They might end up having to move pieces in an attempt to get better.
Yep.
Because as it's right now, guys, it's going to be a long 2025 if things don't do a complete turnaround. I
tell you what, you want to hit. Look, you guys know me. you guys know me. I like to go big here, guys. I like to go big. And you want to hear my crazy shit here? I'll tell you what.
Okay. Lay it on me.
Hear some crazy. Here we go.
Okay.
First off,
this should be
what just got released today? What type of information was this released today, guys? What was John Heyman reporting? There was a certain team. That needs or that has an appointment with Juan Soto and Scott Boras. That team is the San Francisco Giants. Right?
Are they warming up the helicopter?
They need to. They got to get this guy, man. And you know what? You need my help? Come on, go get him! we go, man. There we go.
Get her done.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at Yankees Talk Live. I wonder who this is. Anyways, SS have 0 chance of obtaining Soto. Okay. Oh, 0. The shock jock. I'm not a shock jock. I'm a fan. Doing a disservice to their fans. You know what a fan is? What is a fan? What is the definition of a fan, Glenn? What is it short for?
Fanatical, like you and I.
Oh, okay. Got it. I got it. Okay. You guys need to tear it down. Good God. Yankees, have you watched the San Francisco Giants?
It's been torn down for 5 or 6 years.
Oh, come on, dude. That's what we've been trying to do the last 6 years, and it got nowhere. You really think, as a quote unquote fanatic, you think I want to wait around for another 5 years? I don't. Hey, is that may be the path that's taken? So be it. But look, I'm a fan, and I want the best. That's me. You could, hey, if you as a Yankee, let me guess. If you're a Yankee fan, are you saying, the hell with Soto? We don't want Soto. All these other free agents, we don't need him. We'll just build from the farm. We got Dominguez. We got I can't remember who that other guy that they were talking about yesterday. It's another outfielder. But yeah, let's just pass. Come on, dude.
You're a fanatic. You're a freak too. Oh, by the way, Eric, before I forget at the end of the show, man. You're a lot of things. You are a military veteran. So remember and stay up here in Canada. I think you're celebrating something similar in the States. Thank you for your service.
Thanks, Glenn. Much appreciated.
In case I forget.
Spencer Jones, thank you, Hepatitis. Okay, you want to hear my craziness? Here, before that was just the beginning.
Oh, I was going to say there's more.
Listen to this.
It's good to be back.
Hey, you might think you might think I'm nuts. So be it. I could care less what you think. Honestly, I'm just throwing out ideas. Could you imagine? Listen to this. Ha-Sung Kim. Thanks, Benji. Ha-Sung Kim, right?
Oh, I'm hearing reports that that's going to happen.
It's going to be a giant. He's going to be a giant.
2 weeks ago, did you or I think that was even a chance? No. You and I didn't. What do you got, a producer helping you out in the studio there, Eric? You getting your notes handed to you?
No, I'm turning on the fan, man.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, I didn't think Kim was coming to the Giants, Eric.
Here we go. Listen to me. Hear me out. Hey, Kim is coming. Is his back going to be something? No, it's not going to be spectacular. But his defense is going to be okay. And look, he's going to be motivated because he wants to play for Melvin. He wants to play with his best friend, Jung-Hoo Lee. So his head will be in the right spot. Because remember, baseball is also there's a lot of mental in baseball. Let's not, come on. Let's not think that, you just go out there and you just do what you got to do. There's a lot of mental fortitude that you need to have in your toolbox, if you will, not just your talent. But Ha-Sung Kim's coming. But think about this, guys. Think about this. If for some reason they're able to convince Soto to come to the Giants, if they're able, listen to me, Glenn. And again, I'm using what you talked about. What was the reason why you said you wanted to send Luciano to Miami? No,
Eric, just a fresh start with no pressure.
No pressure. You know who else would maybe flourish in San Francisco with not having that pressure? Who was just posted? Sasaki.
Who was just posted?
Roki Sasaki.
Oh, last week, yeah.
The young phenom. Listen what I have to say, guys. If he
that shouldn't worry you, though, Aaron. That shouldn't worry you.
Listen. Like everyone is saying he's going to be a Dodger, and he just very well may be. He very well be a Dodger. Okay, but let's think about this. How much pressure is going to be on him? You're now 2024 World Series champions. They expect big things. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him. If he comes to San Francisco, right, where you're playing in a relatively pitcher-friendly park, right, is there any pressure on him necessarily? Is there pressure? Will he be able to come to the MLB? Because it's a little bit different. He's going to have to learn how to pitch in the major leagues. It's not the same as it is in the Japanese, the MPB. So again, no pressure. Hone your craft at the MLB level. You're relatively young. You're 23 years old. He's going to hit free agency at the age of 29. He's going to make his buck. He's going to make his buck. But maybe, I'm just saying, maybe the Giants can have a way of persuading young Sasaki to come and pitch. Look, are you going to sit there and tell him, hey, are we on the cusp of a World Series? No. But you know what? There's a history of fantastic pitchers who've pitched for San Francisco Giants, right? If you want to go all the way back, Christy Mathewson, right? You want to go more currently, you got Juan Marichal, right?
Gaylord Perry.
You got Tim Lincecum. You got Matt Cain. You got Madison Bumgarner. You got all these pitchers, right? Yeah. As a matter of fact, the Giants have a little bit of history, but they signed the very first Japanese player who was a pitcher. So why not? Why not? There's no reason why that the Giants couldn't try to convince Sasaki again, because guess what? Sasaki is going to make that decision, not based on money, because it's all international pool money here, Glenn. It's not about throwing out the bucks. Okay. So listen to me. Throw out the bucks for Soto. You're going to throw out just a few bucks for Kim, and you're going to have basically pennies on the dollar if you get Sasaki. So if you think about this, guys, you're setting something up. You're setting something up, guys. And tomorrow's show is going to I'm going to elaborate that a little more, because think about this. If you're able to get Sasaki and you're able to get Soto, think about this. You got Birdsong, who has the potential to be something. You got Wisenhunt, who has the potential of being somebody. Sasaki, they're saying he's going to be one of the best pitchers. That's a three-headed monster. Again, tomorrow night.
Did you know while I was away, Eric? Did you know and guys, my Korean, my Japanese, all of it, it's not what it used to be. So, San Francisco Giants linked to Japanese pitcher Tomoyuki Sugano. You know about that, Eric?
No, don't know him.
A 35-year-old from Nippon.
Thank you. No, 35.
The San Francisco, ahead of the opening to free agency, they have ranked the best fit for this player, San Francisco Giants, and they are talking to him. Well, probably through an interpreter, but they're talking to him. So, Eric, you're throwing out Sasaki. Let's get back to that.
Why not? Why not?
You always jump on my back. You know, I have to carry you when it comes to the old center field situation in San Francisco, where you say we overpaid. Do you overpay to get Sasaki?
You don't have to. It's international pool. It's international pool money.
You don't have to give up any.
You have to give only whatever's in your international pool, and you're only talking about a few million. That's it. The most you could get is like 7 million, somewhere around there, from a team. The Giants have I think they have like just over 5 million available.
Oh, why the hell not?
It's not going to be based. It's not going to be based on how much money you make. It's going to be based on where he wants to play the next 7 years or 6 years, I should say.
By the way, Sugano last year 15-3, Eric, with a 1.67 ERA.
Okay, I'm sure that's fine.
I know it equates differently, and you're going to say, "Oh, what about major leagues?" But
are you wanting to sign a guy that's already at 35 years old? Come on, no. I'll pass. There's got to be someone else out there. Hey, real quick, pressure in LA because they score 1 billion runs in a game. You got a point. He'd have pressure in San Francisco because you got minimal run support. Fair enough. My thinking is backwards. Okay, hey, that's fine. The only thing I'm talking about, there's no pressure in quote unquote winning. And what I mean by winning, I'm talking about getting to the playoffs and winning a World Series. There's no pressure as far as that's concerned.
What about Dustin May?
And let's think about this.
What's he doing, Eric? Is he hurt? I haven't heard much about him in LA. May.
I have no idea. I don't know. I know Alex. He's a good. I don't know if you met Alex. He's been showing up almost every stream, which is awesome. He's a huge Dodger fan, and he's filled me in that May is supposed to be good to go for next year. So we'll see what happens. Right. We'll see what happens. Again, you could be absolutely right, but I'm gonna say the Giants may have a chance. I'm just saying they may have a chance. I'm not gonna count them out. Look.
Okay, hepatitis.
Is he gonna go to the Dodgers? Maybe, possibly, more than likely. But you never know, man. You never know. And look at this. And I'm not done. Soto, Sasaki, you got Kim, and then you make a trade. then you can make a trade whatever other need that you may have. Why not? Man, I think big. I'm thinking big. I'm not thinking about just, hey, let's do a rebuild and no.
I know, but if you're talking about developing a pitcher, bringing in great pitching, Eric, then you blame Farhan for not being aggressive, more aggressive. I don't think they were even aggressive at all when it came to Yamamoto. And they had scouted this guy since he was like 14 years old.
We don't know. Again, we don't know the inside scoop on how that all went down. Supposedly that was his white whale, right? That's what he
Jesus. Saying. I'll tell you one thing, Eric. Not that I want to waste the money, but when they come up with a book on they should come up with a book. Farhan's 6 years at the helm. I'll be the first line to read it because I got to figure out what the hell is in that.
Who's going to write it? That's what I want to know. Who's going to write it? Hey, Turd, thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Turd, I hope I see you in Military History Chronicles a little bit later tonight.
Oh, geez, Tom. Are we still talking about Tom Murphy? Is he still lurking around?
Don't even get me started on that, by the way. Hey, let's get this. This is John Heyman's article. We might as well get into this. Again, Juan Soto news, guys. Here we go. The field of suitors, megastar, free agent Juan Soto is said to have narrowed to 8 finalists, including the Mets and the Yankees, of course. But there's one club in particular, or two, need to keep an eye on. The 6 teams known to remain in the mix are big market clubs that could swing what surely will be a record-setting deal, at least for total. For the biggest threat to take Soto out of New York and away from the Mets and incumbent Yankees just might be the Toronto Blue Jays.
What did I tell you a month ago?
Hold on. I'll tell you something, though. The Jays are viewed by industry sources as a viable obstacle to the favored Yankees and Mets.
Yep.
Thanks to the well-heeled ownership and a strong incentive to improve coming off an abject disappointment in 2024. They've had difficulty luring superstars, presumably because of geography and finances. High taxes and the Canadian dollar complicate things. But word is they're highly motivated, and sources suggest they plan to be in big. Dodgers, Giants, Red Sox, and 2 other mystery teams, one believed to be from a smaller market, are believed to be planning to join the Jays, Mets, Yankees on trips to Southern California to visit. But let's see. World Series champion Dodgers were reported to be interested if Soto, a resident of Miami and his native Dominican Republic, has interest in returning west after a stint in San Diego. If that perceived geographic hurdle can be scaled, they have the wherewithal and much more to offer, starting with the best collection of the MLB talent. And, of course, the favorite to get Roki Sasaki. The Giants, who have tried hard to land superstars via free agency and trade. I'm not even listing them. And the Red Sox, who slipped in the standings after recently sitting out big free agency, are also seen as legit Soto players. The exact dates for visits are closely guarded secret. But the Yankees are believed to be scheduled for next Monday. Of course, Steve Cohen. We got any more? Let's see. Anything else?
Cole's Notes version. Here we go.
One interested GM said he believes he will run a 15-year deal, presumably for more than a. There we go. I said 14 years for 670. I said 14 years, 670.
I said 12, 7, 20.
I don't think it gets to 700. I don't see it.
Eric, I just after seeing what we saw with Judge, remember the Padres came in late and just wowed everybody. I just think somebody's going to come in late and go, to hell with it. I want him.
You think?
Eric,
I don't know, man. He's going to go wherever the money is, right? And I think this is the time.
That's why I think the Giants have got to be aggressive. Just go in hot and heavy.
There we go. This is where, you know how you go in hot and heavy, Glenn? This is what you do. Obviously, he's not going to visit all these different parks. Everybody's coming to see him in Southern California. You imagine that, Glenn? He's spending time in Southern California. What was all this talk? He wanted to spend time back east because he's closer to home. Granted, he's negotiating. I get it. So it's a little bit different. Anyways, Buster Posey, he's got to put his 3 rings on his finger, right? In each arm, Glenn. A World Series in each arm, World Series trophy. Show up at the freaking boardroom, and you got to lay it on him, man. But first and foremost, the check. But then you got to sell your team. You got to sell.
Oh
your
yeah, you go up behind the third baseline. You unlock that cabinet and you take those trophies out of there that are on display.
Yeah, you take them with you to
put them right on the table, the big boardroom table. You go,
yes,
this is why we're bringing you here.
Right, exactly. This is what we're about.
Look, big game.
Look,
like it.
I like
it, Eric.
You could sit there and say we had some missteps the last 6 years, but we're fixing that. And you know what, Juan? You're going to be the captain. You're going to be the leader. You got to go in there and you got to play. What is he? He wants to compete. He's a competitor, right?
Yeah. Hey, pardon my ignorance. Do we have a quote unquote captain?
No.
Yeah, there you go.
Posey was kind of the captain, right?
You instill that. We want to make you the captain.
You had Brandon Belt come out there. That was a gimmick, though. That was a gimmick. Buster Posey was the unsung captain, right? That's who he was. So I'm telling you guys, you got to be able to speak to what he wants. Money first and foremost. And then you got to sell him your damn vision for the team. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. You got to get him excited. The dude's a passionate guy, right? You've seen him play.
Yeah.
He's got passion.
Eric,
you know who else?
You've got a shot at him.
Passion.
If you meet with him and you think, Eric, if you come back and legitimately say, I think we're going to be in the top 2 or 3. We're going to be top 3. Even if you still factor in the Yankees in the match, you say, we're in it to win it here.
Mm-hmm.
Does that then force you to go out and immediately say, all right, let's prove it. And you make a big deal.
You do. That's what you do. And you know what? Think about this. So
don't screw around. Do everything you need to do.
Sasaki's not going to go anywhere. Probably you could get just a little bit more money because the international pool, it expired. Well, the 2024, it goes from January 15th to December 15th, right? Something like that. So after December 15th, you're in the 15th to the 5th. It's something weird. After December 15th, it's more. You're in the 2025 international pool, and it's a little bit more money. So guess what? If you sign Juan Soto, and then you could go to Roki Sasaki and say, hey, Roki, guess what? We got Juan Soto on the team. He's going to give you your run support. Third, right? You're talking about run support. You get Juan Soto, you're going to start getting some run support. But look, here's the thing. Don't lie to Juan Soto. Don't lie to him. You're going to have to tell him, hey, the first 2 years going to be a little bit wonky, right? Juan, the first 2 years going to be a little bit weird, but we have a plan by 2027. We're going to be cooking. We got young Bryce Eldridge. We got some young pitching. You got Elliot Ramos, who's an all-star. And plus, we're going to also, over these next few years, we're also going to improve our lineup. I mean, there's a way you could sell it. Is it going to work? I don't know. I just get excited.
No, Eric, I know you. I've said it too, so I'm not painting anybody with any different brush that I'm not painting myself here. Guys in the chat, you, me, we've all been on this road. That what you just said, it's going to take 2-3 years. Eric, you get Soto and Kim and a healthy Jung-Hoo out in center for a year. And you can get a guy who swipes bases and can hit 300. Like, I think a great guy for right field would be that guy from Anaheim. What is his name? Ringfolo, or I don't know how you say it.
Oh, Rengifo. I think he got hurt, or he had a
he was hurt last year, but still batted 300 with about almost 30 stolen bases, and he can hit you 20 home runs. That guy's an underrated player. So anyway, I think, Eric, you pick up Soto and Kim, and you're talking Sasaki. All of a sudden, Eric, I think this 3 years is sped up.
It is. Now, look, I still say that it's going to be 2027 where they're really cooking. Yankees says,
but I think they're competitive next year. Big difference.
They'll be competitive, but look, that's not the plan. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, William.
San Francisco makes an honest effort. What makes you believe Giants will be allowed to make the final offer? You know what? Because the guy who's going to make the final offer is Buster Posey. You know what else? He's not just the president of baseball operations. He also has the voice of who? Ownership. He's an owner. He's one of the
he's literally got skin in this game, Eric. He's got money in this.
He has money in the game. Right, exactly. But guess what? It's going to make you money, man.
It will.
Look,
it will.
Don't make me do this. Here I go. Don't make me do. Yes, look what Shohei Ohtani did for the Los Angeles Dodgers this year. $120 million is what's reported. That's how much money Shohei Ohtani made for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Did you hear that? $120 million in 1 year. Now, is Juan Soto going to sit there and make you 120? No, but he's going to make you a lot of damn money. 100%. Yep. Come on, man. Look, Juan Soto does more than just solidify the middle of your lineup for the next 10 years. He's also going to bring butts and seats, right? He's going to create excitement that you've lost. Look, you've lost some excitement for Giants fans.
Yes. I haven't renewed.
You put him in a position to start succeeding. The Giants don't have that guy. They don't have a guy to build around. They need a guy to build around. Juan Soto is the answer. Look, is he the answer to the Mets? Absolutely. Is he the answer to the Blue Jays? Absolutely. Is he the answer to the Dodgers? No. He would just be a piece. Ohtani is the guy that stirs the drink in LA. I'm just saying, guys. Giants, just break it open. You're making money. Man, look, yes, you have to shell out a lot of money, but you're going to be making I shouldn't say just as much. You're going to make a lot of it coming back. Come on,
you're going to pay his salary off so quickly, quicker than you can imagine. Look, you talked about putting fannies in the seats, Eric. It's not just putting people in the seat.
Who owns the Giants? Who owns 29%? Greg Johnson. Who is Greg Johnson? He's an investor. He's going to make Juan Soto money, man. That's what you do. Hey, Juan Soto, I'll tell you what, buddy. I'll give you $670 million, and guess what? I'll invest that shit for you. Not only will I pay you, I'm going to allow you to make even more, because guess what? I manage $2 trillion worth of investments. So use him.
But Eric, not only will he bring fans in, he's going to bring other players in.
Yes.
He's a draw. All of a sudden, we don't have a drawing card. If you think Matt Chapman, as they said, 6 years, maybe it's to bring in, he's not your drawing card. Juan Soto will be.
Oh, absolutely.
And then when you put the pieces around Juan Soto, they will be your drawing. You know the old saying, if you build it, they will come?
Yes, that's true.
If you build it, all of a sudden we'll be that team that, maybe I wouldn't mind signing there, Eric. Maybe I wouldn't mind signing that 2-year deal. What happened to the Dodgers
after they signed Ohtani? They got Yamamoto. They got Teoscar Hernandez. They traded for Glasnow. But guess what? Glasnow agreed to extend, right?
Yes. You saw how quickly Yamamoto signed that agreement. Yes.
And then gracious, man. Come on.
And listen, outside the box. Let's be honest, Derek. Let's be honest. A guy like Roki there, Eric, I can see why a guy like him would go to the Dodgers, really. Because we're back to this.
Don't get me wrong. I understand that. But
you want to play for a winner. Let's build a winner.
I get it.
It starts with Juan Soto.
That makes sense. But if Sasaki isn't signing until later December. Hopefully Soto has already made his decision by then. Right? And if you look at the way things are going right now, it looks like Juan Soto is going to make a decision maybe even before the winter meetings, but it may happen right at the winter meetings because he's meeting all these guys right now, meeting all these teams. He may come to that decision again before Sasaki decides on where he goes. And then again, maybe you can lure Sasaki. I'm not saying that it's guaranteed. That's not what I'm saying. There's a potential for Sasaki to go anywhere. I'm talking specifically as a San Francisco Giants fan.
I know.
That's what I'm doing.
I come in tonight saying trade them all. And Eric, I was saying, we're not gonna be any better. And then you kind of reeled me in. I got a little enthusiastic.
Right. And guess what, Glenn? Listen to me. Sign Soto. Sign Sasaki if you can. Sasaki. You're going to get Ha-Seong Kim and those guys we just talked about, Luciano, Matos, and Schmitt. Maybe they're part of a trade to get even someone better. Come on.
I'll renew my tickets.
Come on.
I'll renew.
Come on.
Right now, nothing to renew for yet. That's all.
Come on. Yeah, I understand. I understand. You signed Soto. It's gonna cost you 2 draft picks. Who gives a shit? I don't care about 2 draft picks for Juan Soto. I don't care.
Dr. Dilly says I'm too hot today. Look, we had a very calming week of conversations while you were away, Glenn.
No,
is that true, Eric?
No. That is 100% sarcasm by Dr. Dilly.
Oh, I think
100%. He is, by the way, Dilly is our resident Alonso supporter. He loves Alonso.
Yeah?
Yes, TC. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. Show us something, Buster.
Eric, are you afraid at any point in our conversations? And I'll have to go and revisit. It's going to take a while, but I'll have to revisit all your shows from last week, kind of get caught up in the conversation a bit. Oh, but are you ever fearful? Are you ever fearful, Eric? Are you ever fearful that you and I are in the midst of training camp and we're talking about the 2025 Giants and names like Pete Alonso and Luciano in full time? Like the polar bear comes here and it's the guy he's not even on our radar. Are you afraid of they make 2 or 3 deals and you go, geez, we didn't even talk about any of these guys?
Hey, Glenn, what I don't want to happen is if they're putting all their eggs into Juan Soto, I don't want the San Francisco Giants to PP. And what does PP mean?
I gotcha.
The panic pivot. You panic pivot and things start going haywire, man. They got to have a legitimate plan B if they can't get
oh, is that right?
Brzezinski had to say, Glenn, did you hear it?
No, but you told me earlier, you said he's just like, Giants just have to do it. If you're bringing that up, Benji says the channel grew and we're only 23 away. So I better head out. You know what, guys? I'll settle in this week. I'll leave Eric alone this week to do the show. If it's in leaps and bounds without me. Are we really about 23, 24 away from our 500?
No, right now we are 9 away from 500.
9? 9. Geez, I better box up that. Hey, better box up the bonds.
Hey, I'm telling you what, man. I've been working.
Wow.
All right, here we go, guys. Again, for those of you who have seen this before, bear with me. Glenn hasn't seen it. It's only like a 1-minute clip.
Sure.
Here we go.
The fact is, they're likely not going to suddenly be a $250 million payroll. They're going to be in the 200 range, maybe lower than that. And AJ, that puts them in a position to just do cute things in the offseason, not big things.
And why did they sign Matt Chapman? Why you sign Matt Chapman to the deal you signed him to? What? Why sign him to that deal? Why not just wait and then you say like, "Whoa, man, we signed Matt Chapman to this, but we caught this is stupid to me." You need a star. You need a superstar. Go get him. His name's Juan Soto. Go get him. Right. Also, why do you bring in Buster Posey and say we're cutting $50 million for your payroll? Like, it doesn't make any sense. The fans were excited. Buster Posey's coming back. And you know what I'm most sick of more than anything, Scott and Eric?
What?
Why do we keep talking about teams cutting payroll? They have money. Stop it. Stop cutting payroll. All we hear about from MLB is all the time. Greatest attendance ever. Most watch this. Most watch that. This is up. This revenue is higher than ever. And every team wants to cut payroll except for like the Mets. Why? I'm tired of hearing about this. Go spend the money. Make your fans worth it. When you up ticket prices, go find better players.
Eric, he nailed it, didn't he? That is everything that a Giants fan is saying.
Yes.
At least everything you and I are saying. Spend the money. Sign the superstar. Don't bring in Posey to get isn't that a perfect word for this organization? Get cute. That just everything he said was bang on, Eric.
Yes.
Thanks for playing that for me. That's
no problem. Yankee says Buster told you himself that he wants to build through the farm. Yeah, you can still build through the farm. Doesn't mean that doesn't keep you from not having to go spend some money to get some generational talent that the Giants need. They need a foundational piece. They are just doing their due diligence. Could be. I expect them to drop out and start selling. Then why? Okay. Then why did they sign again Matt Chapman to the 6-year extension at $151 million? If their position was to rebuild through the farm, why did they extend Matt Chapman? Does it make sense? Because it doesn't. Because you could have just, you know what you could have done? You could have just let Matt Chapman walk, and you probably could have had him back for much cheaper than what you decided to extend him for without a no trade clause. All 3 titles were built through the farm. Yes, they were, Darren, but the Giants aren't at that position right now. The Giants are in a different position than they were when they won those 3 World Series. Look, there's different ways that you can make your team better, Darren. You could do it through free agency. You could do it through the farm. You could do it through trades. I'm saying at this point in time, if you want to wait, that's up to you, man. I don't want to. We waited 6 years under Farhan. And
one thing I will say, Eric, is one thing I will say in response to Darren there is that, yes, built with young players, but the biggest asset for the Giants in 10, 12, and 14 were the trade deadlines.
Oh, absolutely. And
you weren't winning. You weren't winning without a Cody Ross. The trade deadline, and again, goes back to the managerial skills we had back then, Eric.
Chapman provides veteran presence, yes, for a rebuild, massive overpay, yes, but they were desperate for an adult in the room, man. That just tells you, that makes, okay, then why did they trade? Why did they trade Snell and, well, I guess you could have traded Savage. You could have probably signed them back, but you should have sold those guys and got young guys in return. You could have traded Doval as well. It just doesn't make any sense. Look, that extension makes no sense. Bob Nightingale also indicated that there was a conversation between Buster Posey and Matt Chapman. Is Nightingale lying? I don't know. Is he telling the truth? I don't know. But there was a conversation supposedly that happened between Buster Posey and Matt Chapman, saying that there was going to be money that was going to be spent, and they want to get some world championships. And look, and if they're playing for championships, it's not just about having Chapman as the veteran presence. There's more to that. It has to be. Mm-hmm. The San Francisco Giants do not have that foundational piece. Yankees have it in Judge. The Mets kind of have it with Lindor.
Yeah, we don't
Dodgers have it with the Dodgers have it with Betts, Freeman, and Ohtani. Hey,
Eric, I've said it to you many a show. There's no one
I'm not sitting
on
around
our roster. There's no one on our roster right now. If it's opening day, there's no one other than opening day. You know, opening day, you get a big crowd, and then the next night you get your 12,000. There's no draw.
Oh,
we don't have a draw, Eric.
Andrew Baggerly actually talked about that in that article, talking about how, yes, they had a good attendance, but they were also at a significantly discounted price. So they weren't. They weren't
listen,
making as
when
much.
I get my $5 tickets, dude, $5 and a penny, and you guys are like, no, you couldn't be, dude. You can go to almost every game all year at such a. If you pick your games and shop around, man, you can go so cheap. There's nothing else you can do with your entertainment dollar any cheaper than going to a ball game, Eric. $5. You know the seats you and I sat in for our game on that Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, that was nice.
That was not a $5 game, mind you. Bernice had to pick those up. I think she just got all 3. She got 3 tickets for whatever the price was. That's where I sit for $5 for a weeknight.
Nice.
$5, Eric. So $10. Bernice and I go to a game and walk home like a block and a half away.
Yeah, you're right there, man. That's like nothing.
I like that. Yeah.
Hey, dude, it costs more to go get a freaking number 1 at Taco Bell than it does to go freaking see a damn baseball game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whew.
And Eric, anyway. You know what, to be honest with you, I have no problem, Eric. I have no problem scooting over there on a Monday night, taking a little stroll over with my hoodie and my Wilmer Flores jersey on, and paying $20 to see a game if there's that kind of quality play on the field.
Right.
We don't have it right now.
No, we don't.
To be honest with you, last year was really like watching minor league baseball, Eric.
It was a tough watch. at times. Absolutely. Look, did they have their moments? Absolutely, they did. But damn, the Giants, man. Look, you can't look your fans in the face and then sit there and talk about another rebuild. I mean, it may happen. Don't get me wrong. It may happen. And if it does, so be it. But I am not going to be a very big supporter of that. As far as
I wouldn't have been disappointed with that comment. Rebuild wouldn't have been overly
right.
It is what it is, as Eric Romo once said. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But a rebuild right now means a decade of losing baseball. Going back 6 years.
I don't know if it's going to go back. Oh, if you go back 6, yes, correct.
If we're saying this, if this offseason turns into a rebuild, you're looking at 1 decade of losing baseball for the San Francisco Giants.
Correct.
The once was Giants become the laughing stock, Eric. A decade of losing. And don't tell me that 109 win season or whatever it was, that was just a fluke.
Fluke, yes. Remember,
that's like a Moneyball fluke. So, Eric, a decade of losing baseball, and I don't want to stand for that. I didn't renew my seats. I won't stand for it, Eric.
Yep. JB82, what's up, man? He goes, I would hate for my first memory in this memory-making business. Again, that is the words that Buster Posey has used. Memory-making business to be a rebuild. There you go.
Easy, Val.
It only means a decade if you're the Pirates. If a good rebuild should only take 3 years.
Yeah.
How long did it take the Yankees to rebuild?
Yeah,
we had the Yankee King in here yesterday. He was talking about it. How long? Hey, Yankees, I mean, you know your club. How long did it take the Yankees to rebuild? For them to start competing again?
I like the name.
Yankee King, yeah.
Got to get him on the show.
Yeah, he was on last night.
Oh, he was on the video I watched last. Deep voice like this.
Yeah.
I heard him on the plane. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he brought it last night. You know, that is so cool. There's one thing, guys, you may notice we're getting more and more viewers per night.
Yeah, you don't read.
We've had like 100 likes in the last 2 weeks. And you know what? Postseason baseball, a lot of fans tuned in from San Diego, New York when Tommy was on. A lot of guys from around Major League Baseball joining the show, Eric. I like it. Like what I'm seeing.
I tell you what, talking about a rebuild, we kind of have some players already in place, don't we? Don't we have some players in place? Guys like Jung-Hoo Lee, Elliot Ramos, Tyler Fitzgerald as maybe a utility guy. Bryce Eldridge is on the way.
Show us.
Yeah, you know where I'm going, right? We're missing one key ingredient, Glenn. There we go, man. We got some pieces already kind of in place. Yep. We need that foundational piece. The Giants need it. When is the last time they had that foundational piece? Well, probably Buster Posey, right? Buster Posey is probably that last quote unquote foundational piece. The Giants, ever since Posey has left, hasn't had it. Who has been the foundational piece for the San Francisco Giants after Buster Posey has left?
Nobody's selling tickets. Nope.
Let's take the economics out of it. Let's talk about as you're setting up your 1 through 9. It's been missing, and that's where the Giants need to concentrate. For 6 years, we've been concentrating on the 30 to number 40 position in your roster. That's all. That's where Farhan lived, in the margins. We need to talk about focusing on the 26 man with a significant focus on 1 through 9.
There have been some exciting games when I'm over at the ballpark. I see about a little more than, I'd say quite a few more than half of the home games. And there have been some good games, Eric. You can have a bad team. Even once in a while, the old adage, the blind squirrel will find the nut.
Yeah.
Well, the only time I can honestly, in the last 4 or 5 years, the only night I was excited to go to the ballpark was the night that Harrison pitched his first home game. He struck out, I think, 12 in 6 innings.
Yeah, that was exciting.
I couldn't wait. It was a cold, I think it was a Monday or Tuesday night. I was at that game, and I was excited. That's what being a baseball, you rush to the park to see someone. Your kids say, Dad, I want to go see Soto. You got to buy tickets. We don't have that. And as a fanatic like myself, Eric, that can go whenever he wants, scoot down the street, to say I was excited to go to the ball yard once, isn't that pathetic?
It's sad. It's sad.
It really is.
I mean,
and that's why I'm on this fence, Eric. I come into the show tonight thinking, oh, Jesus.
I have my don't get me wrong.
They didn't do anything when I was away, but you get me all excited, Eric. Couple of little moves, and we're back in the game.
It's early. No one's really made any big moves, so I'm not so worried about that. The only thing I was worried about again is that news, that Baggerly article. It really got me. It got me going, man, because it just doesn't make. Again, it doesn't make sense. The Giants have been mid for 6 years, with the exception of that 21. Why? If if they were going to do a rebuild, so to speak, why wouldn't they just held on to Farhan? Why let Posey? What would be the point of bringing on Buster Posey if you're just going to do the same thing, whether it's a rebuild or whether it's mid? Why?
What about this, Eric? Moving Fitzgerald over to right field, putting Ha-Sung Kim at second, and pulling off that trade and getting Bichette for shortstop.
Hey, Yankees, I'm going to ask you again. How did the Yankees do in their rebuild? I didn't ask about what we're doing here on the show. It doesn't matter if hey, dude, I'm a San Francisco Giants fan. I understand the letdowns. But you know what? I'm a fan, and I want to see the Giants do better. That's what I want to do. So explain to me, Yankees Talk Live. Explain to me how the Yankees undertook their rebuild. If you feel it's hostility, I'm sorry, but there's no hostile actions here. We're passionate. Don't confuse passion for hostility. So I have to say,
Eric, I don't usually disagree on a high level with Hiroku. He's a pretty cool dude. But I don't agree with this at all. He says, go after Soto after you have someone who can protect him in the lineup. I'm just the complete opposite. You put him in the lineup and put pieces around him. You don't get all the pieces and then say, okay, now we got to go get Soto. You get Soto. He's the first. He's the first domino, Eric. The rest fall around him. Do you agree?
Yep.
I think that's a complete 180 statement for me.
Here's the thing.
You go after Soto first and then get the people around him.
Well, yeah, because it will track. I get what you're saying. But here's the thing. Again, I'm not looking at 2025, guys. I said this last night. I do not care about what necessarily happens in 2025 or 2026.
I do agree with
2027. 2027 has to be the year where they start cooking. Has to be.
Hiroku made up for it.
Years.
He made up for it. He made up for it. Okay. You did it.
You don't have others. Heckmo says it. You don't get others without having
Exactly.
He pays in different ways, right? He pays in different ways.
You said it earlier, puts people in the seats. They make more money.
Yes.
They draw, and I said they draw more quality players.
Kristen Navarro, what's up?
The LA Dodgers have players who want to sign there, Eric.
I haven't seen you in the chat before. Welcome to the Giants Sports Talk Live fraternity. I'm a Dodgers fan. Welcome. Ooh. We welcome all fans, whether you're Dodgers or Giants or whatever it may be. We welcome everybody. I love the conversation. And I want San Francisco to be good. Right now, again, I'm Glenn, I'm going to tell you something right now. I have seen this so many times in the chat. Right now, LA and San Diego is exciting. LA and San Francisco, not so much. It's true. Now, 2021 was awesome. That was great baseball. But there you go. Look, we got to revive the rivalry. Look, there's a historic rivalry between the Giants and the Dodgers. And right now, the Giants are letting it kind of go by the wayside because of the way they've been playing baseball, right? We got to bring that back. We want that competition. Now, look, have both teams been great at the same time? Not usually one team is playing better than the other at any given time, right? Very rarely do you see the teams where they're evenly matched. In the 60s, I guess you could say that. The 60s, you know what I'm saying? That was some pretty heavy hitting teams there between the Dodgers with their pitching and the Giants with their hitting. I mean, so that was some awesome competition. It was lively, hence the 1965 incident. But come on, man. With the Giants, they got to get back into it. And look, and it's not even just the rivalry. The Giants are looking up at the damn San Diego Padres. They're looking up at the Arizona Diamondbacks, let alone the Dodgers.
Looking over their shoulder at Colorado, my friend.
We got a firm lock on fourth place for a long time. If the Giants don't start making some moves.
Did you know that the Colorado Rockies have something like the fourth best minor league system, Eric?
What's that?
The Colorado Rockies.
Oh, they got a fantastic freaking
fourth. Farm. I think they're rated fourth in the last magazine.
Yeah, I think we looked at that not that long ago.
Oh yeah, really?
Okay. Yeah, it was no read. I mean, yeah, it was a long time ago, but yeah.
I was just reading it last week in one of the baseball magazines I picked up. Fourth, and I thought if they're fourth, then maybe we're going to be looking over our shoulder quick. They get some guys in a few years. I'm telling you, Eric, we can't miss this boat.
Absolutely.
Can be a love boat, man, a love fest. It could be a love boat or a rubber dinghy.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I'm tired of the guys. And here, I know we're going to be wrapping up soon. And I haven't really ramped up the attitude tonight. But I'm Eric, I am tired. Listen, take it from me, season ticket holder. I sit there weeknights. All the people in the chat who don't go to Giant games saying, nobody wants to play there. It's too cold. I go to the games. I don't freeze. I'm in Winnipeg. It's cold here. It's not cold. Eric. Oh, my God. Jesus. What are we doing here? Get yourself a parka and go to the ball game. It's cold. My God. It's not opening day 77 in Toronto. It's snowing. It's Eric. It's too cold. Then just stay. You know what? Stay home. Watch TV.
You know what? I tell you what now.
Help your wife with the knitting. Jesus.
I could give you 670 million reasons.
Oh, God.
I could give you 670 million reasons why he would play in San Francisco.
Yeah, there you go. I just don't like that. I don't like that excuse, Eric. It's too cold. Well, what about guys who play in like Texas? Well, it's too hot. I won't sign there. It's too hot, Eric. Too hot.
They got a dome. They got a dome.
But there's always an excuse. Always an excuse.
They got a dome.
Speaking of an excuse, where's Tampa Bay going? Any update while I was away on that issue?
I have no idea. Oh, by the way, Tampa Bay has checked in on Juan Soto, by the way. They don't even have a stadium to play in, and they're checking in on Juan Soto.
That tells you how popular this guy is. Yep. I still say I'd like to see Tampa play in Vancouver.
That's a bit I don't know about that.
Second biggest city in Canada. They've got a stadium already.
That would have to be. That would have to be.
They got a 60,000 seat stadium, Eric.
That would have to be how would that be a temporary move, though? I don't know.
I say, you know what? The time has come, Eric. Let's face facts. Call a spade a spade. Time to make the move. And, I mean, this just created the calling card.
Oh,
time to move.
The A's, you know what their official name is going to be starting next year?
No. That broke?
Yes. You know what it's going to be called?
The Sacramento Athletics. What? Are they changing the name from Athletics to something else?
The Athletics
Baseball Club.
Just what? The Athletics.
Oh, I knew that.
No town.
Oh, yeah, I thought
there's no city associated. Just
right. I knew that. Yes, I knew that. Sorry. I thought there's something broke. You got a big name for me.
Oh man.
If Soto goes to the Blue Jays, Glenn, would you go watch him? Benji asking. I've been to Rogers Center many a time.
I want to ask you this, Glenn. If they drop a pretty penny for Juan Soto, what did they do with Vlad? What did they do with Bichette? They're free agents next year.
Oh, then you're that's what I told you before I went on vacation. They were already in talks with Vladdy, and rumor in Toronto while I was away is they're working on a deal with Bichette.
Are they?
Yes.
So maybe Vlad is on the move.
No, they want Eric. This is if they sign Soto and they've got Bichette and they've got Guerrero, dude, you're cooking.
Hey, how are you cooking when you ain't got no starting rotation?
Eric, what did we just say? If you build it, they will come.
See. We'll see. Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. If the Toronto Blue Jays are able to land Juan Soto over the San Francisco Giants, come on.
Yeah, but the Blue Jays are willing to spend more money. I keep telling you, Eric.
I understand.
The Rogers Corporation have got billions.
Well, so do the Giants.
Have you ever done the search for our show, Eric? Have you ever partaken in a search of who has the most to spend?
Yeah,
I would say the Blue Jays are in the top 3. Who are the top 5?
Yep.
Are the Giants in the top 5?
Hold on. Let me see.
I still deep down think, Eric, that when you've got an ownership group and not an owner, it really throws the wrench into the works, man.
Yeah, it hurts.
Even 2 guys. Well, you and I'd say, Eric, you go talk to him. You warm up the helicopter. I'll get the checkbook. Let's just do it. No. But when you got 30 people or 31 people that, all it takes is a couple. They have a vote. What do? I mean, can Charles Johnson beat, if they have a vote and it comes out to 25 say we ain't spending the money, can Charles Johnson as the primary owner go, we're spending the money? How does that work? How does it work when you've got that many, Eric?
I don't know, man. But I've been told Charles Johnson, he's the final say, man. He is the final say. He will push through whatever needs to be pushed through.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Someday we get that the guy from over in the San Jose Sharks, your buddy who wrote the book. What's his name?
Ned.
Yep. That would be my first question to Ned. If you're the GM of a team, how does an ownership group work with 30 owners? He'll probably go, it's very complicated. I bet you that's
probably
what he'd say. Yeah.
I'm guessing Johnson, he kind of takes the bull by the horns, maybe. I don't know. Hey, got some breaking news. Nothing big. Big.
Okay.
Look at that. Senior softball's kid, Charlie's flag football team won the championship. Look at that.
Is there anything that kid doesn't do?
Look at that. They even got the Lombardi trophy. That's incredible, man.
Hey, is Senior in that picture? Where's Senior?
Yeah, he's there. He's the one that's holding up number 1. That is Senior. Yep.
Oh, he's a young fella. Right on.
Yep. Right
Congrats.
on, man. Congratulations to Charlie's. I'm going to call them the Charlie's flag football team.
There you go. There you go.
Right on,
congrats.
Awesome. Hey, good thing, man. It was pouring here today. It got a little bit nice later in the day, but boy, we had a lot of rainfall today here in the Central Valley.
Thanks, Christopher. Hey, Christopher calls it a podcast. He says, I like the diversity.
Hey,
especially when we're all missing baseball right now. So, Christopher, thank you. You're always welcome. And
appreciate it, man.
Kind words.
You do. Again, even if you're a Dodger fan, that's fine. I want to hear you guys' opinion. I want to hear what you guys have to say about baseball, because baseball is a conversational sport. So I want to have conversations. George goes on to say, campaign for the Giants to sell Joe Lacob and Peter Gruber. Hey, you know what? While I'm at it, how about, you know what I need to do?
Yeah, Mary, off top of the show, Eric and I were talking about that. Eric said that I believe it's early Monday, maybe Monday, that Juan Soto and the Giants meet in L.A. And yes, legitimate players. So let's see, keeping the fingers and the toes crossed.
Hold on, I'm doing something right now. Get it? Let's get this out there.
Sooner we get somebody, Eric. You know what? Sooner we get a guy like Juan Soto, sooner we are to getting another one of these babies.
Hey, look at that. That would be nice.
What do you think?
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. Hold on.
Oh, my God. I hope you didn't let me down last week, Eric, or I'm going to have to start, as we call it in the biz, doing make goods. Do I need to do make goods, Eric?
I did not bake any goods. No.
No. Do I have to do make goods this week?
I have no idea what the hell you're even talking about.
That means instead of doing 3 commercials a night, tonight's show brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com for all your credit card needs. Lefties, Duxwell Printing, Genesis Gold, IRA.com, and Signatures. How many sponsor mentions did you do last week? Or did you get caught up in the moment?
Really easy. Hold on. Let me think at the top of my head.
0. Eric and I try to make a living, and then he just blows off the sponsors. Thanks, Eric.
But you know what? Don't see those sponsors down there? They were down there the whole time I was talking. Yeah, I didn't know.
I'm supposed to give him 3 mentions. Oh, by the way, tonight's show is brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com for all your credit card needs. Visit them today, BetterCreditCards.com, as well as Duxwell's, Lefties, Genesis Gold, IRA, and Signatures for soldiers. We'll do it once more before we wrap it up.
Hey, take a look at what I just did. I'm doing my part.
Your part was showing up last week when I was gone. Hey, I like it. Oh, great shot.
Yeah. You know what that is, right? It's a simple 2 words. Do it. And look what I do. It.
You sent the video?
I'm doing my part.
Nice.
And you know what else I did?
I like the way you put it from the Military History Chronicles and not from Giant Sports Talk Live. Keep us out of this.
And I also sent Boris Corporation the video as well. Not that one. You know what? Maybe I should do that one too. Hold on. Let me get to work. Let me get to work. Hold on one second.
Oh, Cryptic, believe me, Eric enjoys having the sponsors. We don't mind having sponsors, especially guys like Better Credit Cards. They sign for the whole year, and it helps that they like the Giants. That it's tougher. Eric, I do the advertising sales. I keep telling Eric, you know how tough it is trying to sell an ad to a Dodger fan. You want to sponsor our show? Well, I really like the Dodgers. At least now I can say, well, we get a lot of Dodger fans who come on the show. I wouldn't be BSing, but oh yeah. No, Eric said he had all the commercials up there. Better Credit Cards and Gold, Genesis Gold IRA. Duxwell Printing. That's where we get our printing done now. Duxwell Printing. Eric has all his business cards. Eric actually goes around like grocery stores, the local Costco. Anybody who wears a Giants hat, you're throwing business cards at him, right, Eric?
I try, man. I do my best.
I couldn't make that up.
Haven't seen a whole lot of Giants gear being worn these days, but yeah.
I was giving them out in Mexico last week.
Right on, man.
I was giving them to Dodger fans. I even gave one to Rick Springfield last Wednesday.
Right on. Hey,
Rick spends most of his time in LA.
Dude, don't worry about what we do. I'm doing my part as a fan. I'm doing my part. Whether it works or not, I don't give a shit. I'm having fun.
Eric and I just show up.
I'm doing my part.
We show up.
Come on, dude. Why are you so worried about where I'm tweeting? Why? What does it matter, dude?
Where did that come from?
I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Whatever. Yes, Rocks. Soto.
Oh, you beat me to it. I was going to just bring it up for, Soto. I like the look of that. Doesn't that look good? I like that.
That would be awesome.
Get a nice fedora too.
Hey, leading the charge, man. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, oh well. Oh well.
I wore my Giants cap at the pool every day.
Look at Cryptic. Glenn working hard, bringing the cocaine over from Mexico, and Eric just messing around with us.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, I feel like I'm on something today.
Yes, Benji. So absolutely.
Am I the only guy? Am I the only guy who goes on a plane ride, and when I get off the plane, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. It wasn't because I listened to Eric's show from last night on the plane. Good show.
Ibrahim, the Romo parade. Could you imagine?
Abraham just wants to no World Series parade. Let's just have a parade if they sign Soto.
Oh, well, we're gonna have a 12-hour.
Oh, Jesus, guys! I hope you guys weren't on Eric while I was away, hoping for like a let's say another 12-hour show if they sign him. Did that come up as a?
I'm doing it.
Has that been a topic of conversation?
Oh yeah, we've been talking about it. Everyone's waiting. Hey, you know what else they haven't forgot? The 6 free freaking jerseys.
If they sign them. If they sign him, I got to buy 6 jerseys. Oh, shit. Oh. As I would usually. Remember back at the beginning of these early stages of the show, Eric? Eric and I would be doing our setup. We'd have our meetings off air. I'd say, whose freaking idea was that, Eric? And Eric would go,
well, guess what? Hey, I got something out there. I took everybody's numbers on what they think Soto's contract's going to be. And you know what the winner is going to win? You know what the winner is going to win, right?
The Will Clark?
Yeah, buddy.
I went
see who hits it.
Do you have to have the years and the numbers?
Years and the numbers, but I don't have the teams. Right. There's a couple of people. Now, there's a couple of people who have the same. The problem is we're gonna have to try to figure out who gets it, and then maybe maybe a fight to the death. Maybe a fight to the death. That could maybe work.
Anybody else come up with the what was I said 720? Anybody around 720, or are they all lower?
Oh yeah, no. Hold on, let me look. Let me see what we got.
I had the 720.
I think somebody was up there.
Abraham says I should have been playing the.
Dude, we have a 750.
James Taylor. Oh no,
a 720.
We got a
720. We got 3 750s and 2 720.
Oh, we got some 750 action. Wow.
Right? Hold on. Let me see this. 1.
Instant says
2,
he thinks the most popular was
3,
650 for 10.
650 for 10 was a lot. Yeah. So I got it right here, man. It's going to be fun. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Mexico. Let's check.
Another thing we were talking about yesterday too is do you think, and this is a possibility, you think Soto accepts deferrals so it doesn't penalize the club so much?
Eric, you know what?
No, if he offers it though. If he offers it.
I don't think he does. He doesn't seem like the deferral kind of guy.
He doesn't, but you don't know. He's also a competitor. Maybe he doesn't want to handcuff the club that he wants to go to. That would be something.
No, Eric.
Maybe not.
I don't want to rain on your little parade there, Eric. But my thought process then becomes
he wants the money.
If he's going to defer, then he goes to a team like the Dodgers. Or the Mets. Well, Mets probably they got money. They're not going to defer. But you know what I'm saying? You hear me?
Yeah. Well, it'll help any team that's close to the CBT.
He goes,
they're close to the CBT, and the Giants are close to the CBT.
If he says, I'll do deferrals, then the Dodgers sweep in and go, no problem. We'll give you 15 years. We'll give you this money.
I don't think, honestly, you think the league steps in? 2 giant deferrals? I don't see that. Glenn, that's gonna create a Pandora's box.
It's already ruined the game.
Right? I don't see that. I don't see MLB allowing the Dodgers to do that again. There is already quite a bit.
But Eric, then if you're an owner of a team, you sue Major League Baseball and go, I don't know. Rules? There are no rules here.
I'm telling you, it's going to create something. So someone's going to be pissed off about it.
Well, they should have been looking at this long and hard after last year.
I tell you what, yes. And here's the thing. It doesn't look good for baseball, especially because you know what's going to happen in 2026, right? That's the new CBA. You already know there's going to be a lockout.
Oh, geez,
MLB and the Players Association,
what are we
they
talking
don't
about?
get along. It's going to, wait till that. Yeah, that's going to be some.
Another lock. Eric, as far as I'm concerned, we're talking about money they're overpaid as it is, Eric.
Yep.
They're overpaid as it is.
That's what I was thinking, Christopher. Not for the simple fact because of what you say. And I'm just saying there's no way he gets more than Ohtani. Ohtani is the freaking unicorn, right? No way. After last year, look, if Ohtani's contract was signed 3 years ago, maybe, then okay, I could see you maybe getting more because, contracts obviously go up. But after 1 year, making more than Ohtani, I just don't see it. I don't see it either, Christopher. I don't. That's why I said 670.
Hepatitis says Dodgers don't force them to take the deferrals. The players do it because they want to be there. They want Ohtani to be on a winning team.
Ohtani is the one who broached it. Yes.
Ohtani was, dude, talk about a smart guy. If you're going to pay all that money, Eric, you can have it all. Have all that money and win. And how and Ohtani's smart enough to know, how do I win? The team's got to build around me, so let them build with the money.
Right.
It's simple.
And Daniel, does it even get fixed in the CBA? I don't know if that even gets fixed in the CBA because, look, the players ain't going to want to do that. MLB, of course, would want to do. It's going to be to be honest with you, I already know it's going to be a lockout. Those two never get along. They never do.
No. Before we wrap it up,
exactly. That's what I was saying. Hepatitis.
Let me throw a wild one at you, Eric. I don't think that how do I phrase this? I do think when the Soto deal gets done, I think a lot of people are going to be quite surprised at what he gets.
I don't think he gets more than Ohtani. Nope. No way.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
But it's going to be a lot.
But I think people are just going to, holy crap.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be over 600. I just don't think a top 7. We'll see. It's going to be exciting.
Krister, I hope it's just not, tongue-in-cheek talk. San Francisco meeting with Soto suggests they are interested, but it could be a lot of the, Eric's been bringing it hot. I'm telling you.
But here's the deal. It seems
you got him interested.
Weird. If you got Baggerly coming out saying they're reduced or cutting costs, but now you're saying that they're going to meet Soto, there's conflicting stories or messages being told here. So what is it? Are they cutting back payroll or are they not?
See, this is why it's so confusing, Eric.
And again, like I said, this could be just a ruse.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be something, Eric? We're cutting payroll, and then they come in and they just snap them out with a big.
Right.
Oh! You know what? It would be long overdue a move like that from this organization.
Absolutely. You know what? Flaunt what you have. I said this. Look,
how much did they offer Correa?
$350. 13 years, right? Something like that.
$350. Well, you know what? That would have been a steal now. Think about it.
Yeah, but they said they had already gave Ohtani the same contract as the Dodgers, $700. Granted, it was deferred. But look at this. Look, you got Steve Cohen out there. What is Steve Cohen known for? What is Steve Cohen known for? Throwing out a lot of money. Well, guess what? Giants got a lot of money, so act like it. Go out there and show Steve Cohen, hey, we could do this shit too, guys.
Wouldn't it be nice to be rich for a day, Eric? You and I rich for a day. Give us the money in one day. Let's go get her done, Eric.
Well, I'm getting something here. What is this? Hold on. Let me read what this says.
Krister must be new to the show or somewhat new. I don't see him.
No.
He says, do they have the money?
Of course they do.
They have more than enough money.
The question isn't, do they have the money? The question is,
do they want to spend the money? There you go. I don't think so. I think Soto. Christopher Navarro says Soto might be 26. He looks like he's 36.
Everyone's saying that. Yeah, everyone's saying he might be.
I think he's 26. There's one thing Eric and I don't like getting into is all these freaking conspiracy theories.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, look, there's a big thing going on with the Padres. Did you hear about that? Supposedly they signed a 14-year-old, but they found out he's 19.
I did hear that. I just heard that before the show when I was in the cab coming over from the airport.
What other thing the Giants will Hassan Kim? Look, and I said this last night. You know what? I'm fine. If all they sign is Juan Soto, I'm fine. You know why? How many years is Juan Soto going to be good, Glenn? 10 years, maybe?
Oh, I'm thinking 7, 8, and then, he might get a little
maybe
decline.
10.
But then he'll be a DH, so what does it really matter?
That's what I'm trying to say. So he's still going to be a potent bat.
That's why we do this show together, Eric.
Right. So here we go. So if you miss 2 years, right, even though you sign him for the 2025 season, if you're starting to cook in 27, I'm fine, because guess what? You still got another 7 to 8 years while the Giants are good. That's what I'm saying. You got to look forward. It's not look, I'm not signing Juan Soto to go to the World Series in 2025. That's unrealistic. Look, you sign him for the long term. This is a long-term investment on a foundational player that the Giants don't have.
Yeah. Jesus, if he goes to the Dodgers, we're screwed, Eric.
Oh, fuck. Don't even get me started on that.
For many a year to come.
Don't even get me started on that. Oh, brother, that would be just...
Abraham, that
was going to be a tough one to swallow.
I can promise you, Abraham, I am not 23. I am more like 63. So what's going on with Kim's? We got Kim, Johnny making a joke there. Kim has a surgically repaired shoulder. I don't know if it's even really repaired as of yet. When do you even see him to what? June?
May, June. Who knows? But he won. The thing is, and I said, Glenn, one thing we cannot do, we cannot overreact if they sign Ha-Seong Kim. The only time to overreact with Ha-Seong Kim is if all we sign is Ha-Seong Kim. If he's it, dude, then it's time to blow up. But look, the guy wants to be a Giant because of Melvin and Jung-Hoo Lee, right? It makes it
all right.
It's easy.
But that changes my stance, Eric. If we sign a guy like Kim, then all of a sudden, I'm not so readily available for trades. You're not going to get it through a season without players getting hurt. Mm-hmm. So you can't put all your potential fill-ins.
Hey, you could trade for a second baseman. You could trade for maybe a DH. Not Adames. Again, Glenn, I don't know if you know this.
I'm still thinking, though. I'm still thinking you put Kim at second and you go and get a shortstop, man.
That too. That's fine. That's even better.
That's what I'm thinking.
Here's the thing. A trade for one. You cannot get any of these free agents. I'll tell you why. Glenn, in the article, they talked about since the Giants last year were a payor in the CBT, they get penalized if they sign a player who has a qualifying offer.
Oh, and that's most of the best players.
Yes. And you know what the penalty is, Glenn? 2 draft picks, $1 million of international pool money. So if you sign 2 players,
well, then that won't be happening.
4 draft picks. Yeah. Now, again, Juan Soto has a qualifying offer, but I don't give a shit. It's Juan Soto.
No, right? Exactly. And he would be the only guy you even do that. Right. Even as Adames been given a qualifying offer.
Who? Adames?
Yes. Adames?
Yes.
Then I don't even touch him. Yeah. That's why they're going after Kim.
Burns has a qualifying offer. Freed has a qualifying. Snell
and they won't be coming either.
Snell has no qualifying offer.
Because we didn't qualify him.
Yeah, well, because and I don't think part of that deal didn't have to do that, whatever.
Spencer,
Anthony
that was my
Santander. Worry. No, you know why? Because guess what Santander has? A qualifying offer. I am not
right.
I am
those
not
qualifying offers
and losing two. Santander is not worth 2 draft picks and $1 million of international pool money. Not doing it.
Yeah. I was just saying, Spencer says 233 last year, 244 career. That it's not the shoulder. That is my concern. He's not a good hitter.
He's a decent defender, though. But he's a decent defender.
All right, Eric. But that was what they were. And even Buster has said it. That's what they talked about last year. Getting better. We got to get better defensively. What the hell's the good at getting better defensively if you don't have great pitching and you can't hit?
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be some balance here. Come on.
It's going to be interesting, man. Come on,
man. Come on.
This is what I love about the offseason. But the thing that sucks about the offseason, it just takes too long with baseball. We're sitting here every single day wondering, hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Good God. Nick Ahmed.
Yeah, remember that? That was disaster. How long did he last? Not very long.
Yeah. Then he goes to the Dodgers, and I'm in Cleveland, and I'm calling you going. He beat us. Jesus.
And Ahmed, guess what? He got a freaking ring. Ahmed got a ring.
He did.
He got a ring.
Yeah, that was the night he beat us. The night. Do you remember? Do you remember that night? God,
yeah, that was.
I remember Giant games. It's always for bad reasons. Nick Ahmed played against us, beat us. That was the game. Robbie Ray had the bad first inning, and then
he kept
us in it. Remember?
Yeah,
I think that might have been his first road start. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Eric. I reviewed last year in the back of my noggin here, and I can't think of anything very good.
Yeah, there was
a lot of negativity.
Bregman also has a qualifying offer. Bregman is not worth 2 draft picks and $1 million of international pool money.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, just so you know, I am having a Military History Chronicles episode tonight. So if you guys want to check it out, go check me out over there on Military History Chronicles. Going to go live right around 10 o'clock-ish, and hopefully we'll see you over there. That'd be awesome.
Is that one going for 3 hours as well?
Hey, don't underestimate me. Don't underestimate me.
What's topic of discussion for tonight's show? I'm losing my voice now.
Here.
What do you got coming up in the show over there tonight, Eric? Give us a preview.
I'll show you. Hold on. This is what it's going to be.
Hope you're talking a little Vimy Ridge tonight.
Here we go. Where's it at?
Canadians, Remembrance Day. Canadians at Vimy Ridge. Big contribute. Ooh.
Vimy Ridge.
What is going to happen there, Eric? Is Trump going to pull the money? Oh, Jesus.
Oh, boy.
Good thing we're not. Imagine if you and I had to do a political show.
There we go. That's what it's going to be.
One of those YouTube channels already used the name Beatdown. I love that name. The political beatdown. I love it.
The political beatdown.
Oh, yeah, don't you like that title?
Good God. Look, I'm sticking.
The Giants off-season beatdown. We should have the Giants off-season beatdown come December.
That could just be what we title the show. Yeah.
Yeah, we need that. If nothing happens by like December 15th, we're going to name the show the Giants off-season beatdown.
Yeah. Sarah stud prospect Luciano. We don't know. Luciano doesn't even have a position. We don't know. But the stud is going to be Bryce Eldridge. I say he's got to play.
If you sign Soto, Eldridge has to play opening day. You're all
No.
I say yes. I say yes, Eric. I say yes. We're always going to differ on that. I say the guys are saying leave him in the minors.
I think look, there's a lot of talk that a lot of the Giants prospects were rushed, and they want to change that. And then again, if he shows something in spring training, he may win the job, man. He may absolutely win the job.
I think he will.
If he doesn't, I will not be disappointed if he's sitting in AAA for a while. Would not be disappointed. Not at all.
Why? You'd rather see Wilmer and Lamont?
No. They're going to have to figure out who's going to be the first baseman, but yeah.
Then they bring in the polar bear. See, it all goes awry. No matter what we do.
No, it's not that. No. Look, you don't automatically go to the poll. Yeah.
I know.
We'll have to find somebody. Maybe Encarnacion.
Maybe
I
like the smell of that.
Maybe have him take some reps at first base during spring training. Again,
I'm an Encarnacion kind of guy. I like his bat.
Maybe. I don't know.
I like it. I like it, Eric. Okay. I said December 15th would be the day. And Eric and I keep our word. except when it comes to those 6 jerseys. I don't know about that. But if we don't have any kind of activity, nothing done, it's December 15th, Eric, and I say, let's do the beat. Are you getting worried?
I'm getting worried.
At what point on the calendar? What date have you got crossed is time to panic?
I get worried.
Or at least
panic. Okay, I'll be worried. If there's nothing happening by December 15th, well, would I be worried? Does that mean Soto is really having a tough time deciding? Right?
No, not just that, but if the Giants don't do anything, what are your dates? Panic and worry. Worry first, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we're middle of December
15th, I'm almost worrying, Eric.
And then maybe the middle of January, I'd be panicking.
Oh, I'm thinking December.
At that point, you're a month and a half away from spring training, right? No, you're a month away from spring training at January 15th.
I'm thinking 3 weeks. Middle of January. Worried. December 15th for me. I'm starting to panic.
December 15th.
Grades and free agency, you've done nothing, Eric. I'm panicking.
When you worrying then?
December 1st. The end of the month.
You're talking 2 weeks. You're talking almost 2 weeks. You're going to start worrying. Okay.
I'll worry. Eric, we're going to be the 1st of December, Eric.
I'm going to worry. Okay, that's fair. I'm going to worry in the middle of December and then start panicking middle of January.
I'm going to worry. But don't forget, we're not a team that's going to tinker. We're a team. We got to do something, Eric.
I know.
We're not plugging somebody in. Let's make it. Let's Monty Hall playing. Let's make a deal. We got to build something.
But here you got to think about this too. If no other players are signing, then a lot of people are still out there, right? Now, if guys are coming off the board, yeah,
that's true. All right, before we sign out of here, I know you got to do your military history in about 7 minutes. What do you got for our subscriber total? I got to get that Bonds jersey ready.
We were sitting at 492, but that fluctuates, man. That fluctuates. I try not to concentrate too much on it because it fluctuates so much. But yeah, 492. Getting there, man.
Abraham says panic post winter meetings. I'll be panicking during the winter meetings if we're not doing anything. Yikes.
Yeah.
All right, it's good to be back, Eric. Had a lot of fun with you tonight. The guys in the chat. Yeah, I missed you guys. We missed you so much that I had to round Tom up at the resort and try to get a show done. That was crap. I was dying. You couldn't tell her. The sweat was beating off me.
Oh, I was going to say, with all those lights, it had to have been warm in there.
And Tommy D, guys, go back and revisit what night was that? Sunday?
I can't remember.
Oh, Jesus.
They all blended in, man.
I don't know what it was like for you back in the studio, but I had to keep Tom on a leash. That became a military history chronicle show in itself, Eric.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, by the way, Tom did mention to me to thank you for your service.
Oh, awesome. Right on, man.
And I did that earlier in the show.
Same to him.
Yeah,
he
was Army, I believe.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the heck out of here. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Hey, I already got the show up ready for tomorrow.
I saw that.
Called the Three-Headed Monster. We're going to talk some pitching tomorrow night, 8:00, guys.
Looking forward. And guys, don't forget, it is Remembrance Day. What do you call it down in the States, Eric?
Veterans Day.
Okay, we call it, what do we call it? Remembrance Day. There you go. We wear a poppy up here in Canada. It's Remembrance Day. So don't forget, Eric and I get to do this show. We get a lot of freedoms. It's all thanks to people like Eric and all those guys. It's the people who gave their lives, people who sacrificed in the ultimate way. So we're still living in a free North American society now, Eric. So let's make the best of it. We want to thank everybody for their service as well. Guys, maybe in the chat who have as well.
Right on. Thank you, Glenn. That's perfect. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow night, 8:00. Woo!
See you, Eric.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.